months ago, I made a new friend. Right when I needed it. Best friend's been there. He's been through it all before me. What happened next is truly for the books. This man opened his heart, he opened his heart to me. He opened his heart for you. So no matter what, no matter what, you've got to roll. Yeah, you can't go slow. Get through this time we're living in. Get your updates from Wages World. You may find yourself in the mirror, quoting yourself, you're looking for answers. Get your space weather from Wages World. The Wages World. Go get it all from Wages World. You check it, you gotta see me coming at me. Gotta get on by 3, gotta tell the world, get ready, cause you don't know what's coming. If we're gonna shut down, no, but we're gonna give it to you. If we can, we're going to be prepared. Get your prep on the Wages World. Get your funk with the Wages World, yeah. Maybe we'll have a little Hammerlin Jameson on Wages World, yeah. There's just one show you got to catch it. Wages World. There's just one show you got to catch. It's Wages World. My brother Wages. Down and into the brother Wages. Down and into the brother Wages. Yeah, get the Wages World, yeah. See you me, come up at 3. You gotta get home, get yourself charged, cause you don't know. Gonna take you out, gonna just drop you off the face of the world. To the Wages World. Tune in to get your updates. Oh, your updates, Wages World. The Wages World. On the Wages World. On the Wages World. Now you get your updates from Wages World. Get your updates, Wages World. You get your updates from Wages World.
Hey guys, what's up? Somebody give me a 5 for 5. Sorry about that little glitch there. Let me know everybody's okay in there. I would appreciate it. Thanks for putting that link in there to Mark. Hope you guys like that intro song. He wrote that on the fly during a live stream, which he does almost every show. So I hope you guys enjoy that. That's the kind of stuff you're going to get when you go over there. If you guys want to escape all this negative BS I'm getting ready to talk about, how about pop over to Mark? I think he just went live, I think is what George was saying in here. I didn't know he was going live so quick, but yeah. I think he did say he was going to try to go at 9 from now on. That's right. I think he did say that. But feel free to go over there, leave my show, go over there and check him out. And you can watch mine on replay or whatever. I just want to pop on here and let you guys know what's going on. There is some stuff going on. We're going to talk about it real quick. I will say the chat rules real quick. No attacking anybody in the chat. No negative mention of any other channel. Good or bad. Okay. If you don't, what I mean by that is if you think if I like them or not, I don't want anybody's channel name being mentioned in here because number one, they're not here to defend themselves. And number two, if you got something to say to them, just go over to their channel and say it. You know what I'm saying? This is a drama-free zone. I'm trying to keep it that way, and that's why I do things the way I do it. I know some people don't like it that way, but I get, as far as the chat goes, you can talk about ideas all day long. Just please don't attack each other, okay? It never leads to anything good. Nobody ever gains anything from a huge argument like that. It just never works, guys. People just shut off and they don't even like to hear anything after that and they walk away mad. So you're not ever going to gain anything from that. So we just tried to show observation here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you my observations and show you guys how to go look at it, and you guys can decide for yourself what you believe. And that's why I do, that's what I've been doing for years. And I'm not going to change that. That's what I am, that's who I am, and that's what I do, and I'll show you guys how to go look at this stuff. But anyway, so I started getting some emails about the Schumann guys today, about the shape of this. Now, back in the day, if I seen a shape like that here on this thing, I really don't know where that even came from as far as why this became such a big deal. But with that being said, the shape here isn't really indicative of much. And let me explain, okay? By the way, I'm going to put the chat. I trust my mods. Guys, just please be respectful. Little Red, what's up? Becca's in there. Muse is in there. I think I seen George was in there too. Carolyn's in there. Thank you, Mark. Good to see you. Becca's in there. Yep. George there. Okay. As long as you guys got it handled, I'm just going to put it away because I'll get distracted. So, it's not that I don't want to talk to you guys, but I want to get to the data too. But as you can tell here, guys, you see a circular object. Yes, it looks extremely odd. I get it. Okay. But let me show you something here too. I've not heard anybody, and I mean nobody, talk about this. This is the same. Okay. I know people just glance over this and just keep moving. This is circular, right? So is this. You just got to look closer. Actually, I'm going to pull the chat back up for that one because am I the only one seeing that, or can you guys see that too? Can you guys see that? That's the same exact signature. It's just not as intense. And if you look at the timestamp of when it started and stopped, it's almost exactly the same too. Okay? So what I'm saying here is, depending on where we were as far as facing the sun, the earth, I'd have to go back and look at the timestamp and look exactly, see where we were at when this happens as far as against UTC time. Remember, this is a Russian tool, so this is local, this is regional. Hey Jeff, what's up? Good to see you, bud. Susan, what's up? So I just want to make sure you guys see that, right? Now, I want you guys to understand something about the Schumann here, okay? The Schumann is the resonance that's bouncing around between the surface of the Earth and our ionosphere. So the shape here, you got to understand a data point on this thing is linear. What a data point is not a dot on here. It is a vertical line. So what it is it shows you a data point, and whatever frequencies show up on that time frame, it plots it right here in a vertical line. So this is not showing you a ball. This is not showing you anything like that. First off, this is an event that lasted 7, close to 10 hours here. 9-10 hours. Okay? That's an event. That's how long that lasts. It wasn't like something just shot out and it took the shape of a ball like that and showed up on this tool. It doesn't work like that, guys. Okay, I know it looks, hey Jerry, what's up? I know it looks really crazy. It does. I mean, I'll be the first to say it. That is nuts. I don't really understand. I don't know what kind of vibrations we would be looking at here, or frequencies we'd be looking at over a time frame like that to create a shape like that. I don't know what's causing it. I don't have a good answer for you on that. But what I will say, if you guys go back in my videos, and I probably, hey Nacho, what's up, Axe? But what I will say, guys, if you remember, I did a video a while back, and there was 3 vertical balls stacked on top of each other in one of the signatures. It was extremely weird. I showed it to you guys. I haven't seen it since, but this is kind of the same thing, okay? So I don't know what's causing that, but I can tell you that it's not really what people are thinking it is, okay? Again, I know that, and please make up your mind on your own. But if you understand that, the Earth is here, and just pretend it's got like an outer, I guess, I don't know, roof, I guess, around it. That's our ionosphere. And that's not technically correct, but I'm just using that as an example. And what you're seeing here is the frequencies that are vibrating inside of that, between the surface of the Earth and the ionosphere. This is what it's picking up, hertz levels. That's what this is showing you, okay? Now I want to show you guys something else too. This is the Russian tool, and I show you guys this one because it's simple to look at, okay? But there's this too. This is Disclosure News. You guys can go over and check them out. Whether you believe what they're talking about here as far as what you're looking at, that's not my goal of showing you this. My goal of showing you this is there's another site out here that you can go look at that will give you more in-depth stuff to check out as far as getting technical on the tools. Plus, you can look at archived information. You go down here, you can see archive. You can go back in time and see what the Schumann was. You can go back as far, if you click here, let's see what I think that's the right one, if I remember right. Yeah, it is. You can go back a good distance here, guys. We're talking months. Okay, so if you guys really want to do that, you can. I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to show you what the Schumann's doing right now because that's what I do, right? But if you want an avenue to go down and look at, and it's really cool if you go back and you compare this year to last year and the year before. You can keep going back as far as you want as long as this tool goes back. It's interesting to see the progression of it. I would encourage everybody to do that. The Schumann's very important. I've said that for months, over a year now, once I discovered that, yes, the Schumann can make you sick. It can, certain levels, if you don't have enough of it, it can kill you. They have done so many studies on this. This is why they put it in the space station. Anything that's out in space that has humans in it, they pump that frequency in there, 7.83. If you're working underground, same thing. They do the same thing. So that should tell you where this frequency's at. It's in between our ionosphere and the surface. And there's a whole lot more to all of that. I'm just not going to go into it tonight. I've done some deeper stuff on it before, but I wanted to just point that out because I started getting some emails on the shape of that. And yes, I kind of knew I was going to start getting some emails on that one because it does look really strange. I'll just say that. There's not much more for me to say on that end of it, okay? I just refreshed that. But you guys can see that this is the same anomaly. If you just look closer, you can see how it's a ball here too. And it's almost the exact same time frame. And like I said, guys, remember, this is a regional tool, local tool, even if you really want to go down to that far of it. This is in Russia. So whatever whatever direction that part of the planet was facing, it caught the same sort of frequency, whatever was causing these frequencies, 2 days in a row. Now, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow at that same time, right around 13. Well, here in about 5 hours, if it is, we'll start seeing that same kind of thing. And if it does, that's pretty crazy. But anyway, so we're going to move on from that. But I just want you guys to know that that's why I showed this Schumann first, because it is the most important thing in my opinion. When this thing starts getting all jacked up, I tell you what, you guys better just pay attention, because everything's going to be jacked up. It will. Definitely will. So, let me go here with it. Okay, so this is spaceweather.com. Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA. And this is the X-ray flux. This is what we look at for flares, right? Well, we had one early on in the morning on the 25th. We've had little ones pop in here, B range. This was a C class, okay? Now, this right here, if you go over to spaceweather.com, they do great work over here. Let me say that first and foremost. They're saying that was that CME that was expected to hit. I'm not quite sure if that's what it is yet or not. I'm going to give it a few more hours, and let me show you why. Because of this. Okay? This is NOAA's predictions or forecasting. And yes, this is a G1 storm. We got into storm level, right? But they're saying they missed it here. Most definitely missed it here. They're saying G1, G2 here. So my thing here is, guys, was this that CME, or are we still waiting on it to get here? Now, with that being said, if it is taking a little extra time to get here, that means most likely it's not going to be as powerful, because it's going to be moving slower. All right? That doesn't change the density of it. Okay, whatever the density was is what it is. From the CME itself. Now, when we're talking about this solar wind, the speed does affect density, because it kind of stretches it out and blows some of it away. But what I'm saying here, guys, is that could have been the CME. That's kind of what spaceweather.com is saying. But we did have other eruptions from the sun. It's like being continuous. This flare right here, I know it looks like it matched up with this, but it has nothing to do with this. Okay? Remember, this is X-ray. This is geomagnetic activity. This is CME stuff. It takes 3 to 4 days, sometimes 5 to get here. This here gets here in 8 minutes. It's moving at the speed of light. So that had nothing to do with this. So there was an eruption with this one. So now we can look at 3 days to 5 days after this to get in, because it is coming at Earth, and I'll show it to you here in a minute. Plus, we had a filament release shortly thereafter. I have to say here, this is visible light, and these are sunspots. There are actually two official ones. Okay, we haven't seen something really all that complex until that. This one over here was pretty complex. This is the one that shot 3 CMEs while it was facing Earth. This is the one when it was over here, off the limb, blew a huge one out the back. I mean, it was huge. It registered like an M1.1 flare, and it hadn't even crested the limb yet. So that means it was behind basically the sun, and we still got that amount of X-ray from it. That was amazing. So if that was facing us, that could have really been some issues. And I went over that already. This is NASA's prediction as far as what's going on with coming off the sun. That would be the density, and this is the speed. So let me pause that here. And again, guys, when both models match up, like this one and which one is it? Is it that? Nope. This one. This is the NASA model. Okay? That's the CME tracker. That's the one that should be hitting us anytime if it hasn't already hit us. One thing I want to point out, though, you can see kind of a lag between one and then the other. So I'm wondering if we might have caught the front already and we're still waiting on the bump from the back side of that. I don't know. if that's what's going to happen. It kind of looks that way if you watch this line, but, you know, I'm not going to hang my hat on it, okay? Anyway, these are all just forecasting models anyways. These things are nowhere near 100% perfect. So just understand that this is the NASA model, and this is the NOAA prediction model. You know, they're getting the same data, but their model parameters are different. That's why they're different. It's just like a hurricane when they're trying to predict that. You know, you see the spaghetti string models showing it where it's going to come in land and how there's like 30 of them there. Well, those are 30 different models using the same data, just using different parameters. That's why it's coming in different ways. You know, we tend to go with the ones that are more accurate by looking at historic data and comparing it to what they predicted. So that's kind of what we do here. So when both of these models, this one and this one, match up, typically we do see the hit. We definitely get something from it usually. I will say that. Now, this is the Discover data. This is current. Okay, now what's got me looking right now is this. Remember, this is the BZ. That's the angle of which the solar winds or the CME or whatever charged particles are coming into our system. That's the angle of that which it's able to come in. And when it's -6 or bigger, that's typically when we start seeing the bigger hits. And that's typically when we see the geomagnetic storms. Whenever you see it turn purple here, that means it's -6 or bigger. Okay, so it's there right now. And it does look like we've had some movement. You see how it was kind of stable here, density, even in wind speed? But then about right here, things started getting a little bit moving around. So it's like something might be getting ready to hit. We'll have to wait and see. But I can tell you right now, the angle's correct for it. If it does hit us, it'll probably push us up into storm level. If whatever that is. Okay. Okay. This, okay. I'm going to show you this first before I go any further. All right, this is seeds, guys. Well, let me check on you guys. Everything still okay in there, guys? Everybody all right in there? Somebody give me a 5 for 5. Yeah, earthquakes, Art, for sure. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. All right. Anyway, so this was my thumbnail I was using. So I'm just going to start this. This is today. And you're going to see 2 ejections. All right. There's the first one popping off right there. Okay, and there's the second one. This here was a filament release, most likely. This was more of the eruption, the CME. Okay, so what's coming at us, what's not? How do we determine that? Well, we have to understand that this is from our perspective. This is on the Soho Observatory that sits out in front of Earth, always looking at the sun. All right, always looking at the sun. So it's our view. So it looks like this is going to the left, right? Okay, so how do we know what direction it's going? Because if it's coming right at us, it's going to be behind this occulter, right? The brunt of it. But even though this looks like it's going to the left, it still could be coming our direction. Just understand that. You know, just because this looks like it's going to the left doesn't mean that it is. This is 2-dimensional, and we live in a 3-dimensional world. So, that's why. So how do we tell? Well, we have to have a different perspective. We have to go look at stereo A, and I'm going to do that actually on the ISFL site because it is giving us better looks at here. So here's that same view I just showed you guys. This is the same thing, just on the red. It's not the coronagraph with the black and white. So as you're seeing that, right, you're seeing both of them on there. So this is from the side. All right, if the satellite's here, Earth is kind of like right here. Because stereo A is progressively getting closer to the Earth. It's in the same orbital line around the sun. It just will slowly migrate towards us. Okay, so basically we're getting a side view of the sun. So if we can look at this, see how this is going to the left, right? So if this one shows that it's actually going to the right, that means there's a good chance it's coming at us. Because this is a side view and Earth is over here. All right? So if I go here and I go to that event, Now watch that. Watch right here. I want to show you this first. See that little blast right there? That little blast is that CME over here. See that? Okay. This bigger one is right here. Watch. See that second eruption right here? See that? This one here happened first. See how it got out in front of it? See that? And then this is the secondary eruption. They came from two different spots on the sun. All right, so this part does look like it might be coming at us. This one, not so much. I think it might actually be going off to our right, which would be, if you're looking at space, it would be to the west. It's reverse, and I'm not going to get into why and all that right now. It's just, yeah, it's not going to do it. There's a lot of explaining to do on that one to make sure everybody understands it. But this is the 304 angstrom. Okay, we look at this usually when we're looking at filaments, and they show up as dark shadows. All right, or if you're looking at the side, these would be filaments also that are kind of popping off because you got the back of the background is space and it's black, so it gives us a really good contrastive look. When we're looking dead at the sun itself actually camouflages stuff from us. It makes it harder to see. But as I go through here, I want you to watch right here first off. See where my mouse is right here? You're going to see a little brightness. See that? That was a little bit of an eruption, but I think that bigger one actually came from over here somewhere, and it blew off that direction. Though the small one, the first one. Now the second one I showed you, which would have been this one, the bigger one, is this filament releasing. You see this big dark shadow string looking thing right here? Watch what happens as I move this. Okay? See this part of it? Watch what it's going to release off. See that? And then look what happens. The sun actually recaptures some of it, but we've seen it blow off. That's that bigger one. So with these filaments, they tend to whip out. And when they whip out, they can be horizontal, diagonal, vertical. That's what's going to determine whether or not it's going to hit us or not. It does look like it could, okay? Just because as it leaves the sun, the plasma part of it will spread out like buckshot in a gun. So as I keep moving here, you're going to see it right there. Now check this out. I think this is really cool. How sometimes it just recaptures a lot of that plasma. Now they call that solar rain, as you see that raining back down. What that is actual charged particles or plasma. And all plasma is, guys, is charged gas. That's it. It's gas that has a charge, positive or negative. And what these are magnetic connection lines. Okay? And the charged particles are traveling on that line. It's not blowing around or circling around like we would think wind would here on our planet. Okay? That's not what this is. So when we say solar wind's blowing, it's not actually blowing. It's moving on a magnetic connection line. Okay, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. I guess I could zoom in just a little bit more to give you guys a really good look at that. It's really cool, I think. But, you know, that's just me. I'm a nerd like that, I guess. Let me zoom out just a little. Well, I don't have to. Let's just do it this way. So watch right here. I'm going to back that up some. And you'll be able to see that filament too right here. Now notice we got a big long one right here. If that thing was to snap off, wow. Anyway, watch right here. See that? Okay, now watch the solar rain. See that? Ain't that cool? I think that's awesome. I think the visuals we get from stuff like this is just amazing. You know, like I said, I'm a nerd like that, so is what it is. Again, that's the NASA model again. So, what are we looking for here, right? Well, we had a big earthquake here, and I'm not going to get into the earthquake thing because I'm not the earthquake guy by no way, nowhere, no how. All right? I could sit here and tell you all day long space weather has something to do with it, which I most 100% think it does. My opinion. I don't have anything other than my own observations to back that up. Okay, so I want to say that first and foremost. They're doing more and more research. They're actually starting to put this kind of data, space weather data, into the models. Okay, so just know that. Now, we had this 6.4 here, and then we get a 5.3 in Peru. I have noticed that sometimes when we see these things, especially if we're getting space weather with it, right around the same time, they tend to be really close to the same latitude line. I've seen it happen a lot. And again, it's just my own observation. I haven't been recording it historically or anything like that. So don't take it for any more than what I'm just saying. It's just my opinion. All right? It's exactly all that is. And again, I would encourage everybody and anybody to go look at everybody's channels. Look at everybody's information. And decide what you think. Okay? If you have a question on how to go look at the data, I definitely can point you the right way to go look at some data. And I can show you how to navigate tools and all that kind of stuff. I have my own opinions and my own beliefs on certain things, and I'm not going to sit here and just try to make that what this is about, because that's not what my channel is, really, guys. And I know I've said that a lot lately, but that's just, I want people to understand that, because I get asked, what's your opinion on this, or what's causing this? Please give me some answers on what this is or what that is. And I'll give you my opinion when you ask me. But that's what it is. It's my opinion. I really want you to go look for yourself, because you're not going to believe it unless you go look. Okay? I just know. For me, I have to. When I'm researching something and somebody tells me something, I've gotten burnt so many times by just taking somebody's word for it. So don't believe one word that's coming out of my mouth. Just look at the data and go that way with it. And again, I will help as best as I can to point you that direction. You want my opinion, and send me an email. I'll try to answer. I really will. You can go ask anybody that's been emailing me. I've been trying to get to the emails at least, because I know I haven't been doing the shows as regular as I had been. Okay? And again, guys, there's a whole lot of other stuff we could talk about, but I do want to show you this. This is the geoelectric field model, and this is what's more relevant to what we think about. Okay, this is space weather's effect on our electrical grid. All right, unnatural electrical components. If you guys read just what this thing's showing you, that's what it is. All right, you can go into the analysis. You can get a deep dive on that if you want to. This right here is like a two-dimensional model. This here, they're trying to make it more three-dimensional. All right, it's a 1D model actually here. But you'll notice around the bigger cities, you're going to see more of a activity, or more of a signature, a higher signature. And the reason why is there's more electrical components around higher populated areas of anything. Notice that this is still all dark. That's because this model is still in development stages. They're beta testing. They're trying to get all this worked out. That's why they're not showing you anything here. That's why this one does. They've got this one pretty much going. And this one is good enough for what we need to show. But if you want to get into specifics, like down to cities and stuff, you're going to see. Now notice, we see this a lot too. The Gulf seems to be taking quite a bit. And I think it's because it's more equatorial. I think that's really why we see that. But, we also see it kind of up here too. So, I don't know why that happens. But notice right there. Okay, I'm showing you this for a reason. People were asking me right before I came on in the chat. If you guys go back and read the beginning of the chat. Hey, has anybody had any issue with their internet? We have over here in Germany. Well, check this out. This could be why. Okay, so just know that. Also, if you guys want to know like outages and stuff, you can just simply type in outage maps, and you can go to lots of different websites, and they'll show you exactly power outages even. Matter of fact, I think I have one here somewhere. This is the power outage map. Okay, and right now nothing's going on. Typically when this thing starts lighting up, it's because of thunderstorms. All right, just so everybody understands that. That's what that is. But back over here at spaceweather.com, I want to point out we have 4 official sunspots facing us right now. Obviously, this one here is kind of rotating off. This one is soon to follow, but we're going to have to watch these. Okay? You can see how this grouping is a little bit more complex than just this one. Now, if these get really, negative, positive, and they start getting real close to each other and interacting, we're going to start seeing lots of flares. And if it's right in front of us, they can blow CMEs with the flare, and then we can have some big issues. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. But this one here fired 3 CMEs off while it was on this earth-facing side. It fired a 4th and a 5th one over here when it was back on the other side. And it even gave us an M-class flare X-ray. And it wasn't even crested the limb yet. So that was a pretty powerful one in my opinion. I think it was probably bigger than what they could detect because we just didn't have the tools over there to really catch everything. So yeah. But I thought you guys would want to see this because this is, and I do think, guys, I think we're starting to get a little uptick right now in the space weather conditions. At least the angle is definitely hanging in there where it needs to be. The fire angle it switched back here. And why I like showing you the Discover model instead of, people were asking me about that instead of the ACE. This one isn't nowhere near as accurate as this. Plus, this gives you an exact number in these little boxes. It's just easier to use. That simple. So yeah. There was one other thing here I wanted to show you on this. Now, this is something I've never seen before. They're saying this is kind of like gravitational waves during Aurora. I haven't done any research on that. I actually just seen this. Okay, they're calling it the dunes, is what they're calling it, and they're saying it's a fairly new Aurora phenomenon that happens. You can see how they put numbers on these, and it's very interesting. Let me click on that and get it up closer. I would suggest everybody to go check that out. That's just really cool stuff. I love Aurora. You guys know that. They actually were able to catch the space station as the new the Dragon crew was actually docked with it, and it went in front of the sun. They actually caught it. They were taking 4 more astronauts up there, and right here is well, I'll just click on it. Right there in the middle is where that. Let's see if I can't get bigger here for you guys. There in the middle is where the actual crew that it was docked. You see it between the solar panels right here? So they took 4 more astronauts up there, and that's what that is. I just thought that was cool. Thought you guys might want to see that. That's pretty neat. Let's go down here. Again, nothing to do with noctilucent clouds right now, guys. We have to wait for full-blown summer or full-blown winter. They happen in the summertime in each hemisphere, okay? So summertime is coming up for the northern hemisphere. We should start seeing noctilucent clouds. Remember, the ones that happened this year in the south were 2 weeks late, and then they started showing up further north. There's a lot of good theories out there on why. And it all ties together, so just know that. Near Earth objects, this is lunar distance. That's what LD means. This is the size of it. This is how fast they're moving. Nothing really coming too close to us right now, guys. So, and you can see here with the fireball, it's only 4. It's not very many. That's what was reported or seen, that kind of thing. So yeah, go give spaceweather.com some love over here because they really do some really good work. One more thing here I will show you before we get off of here. And I know this one went kind of probably longer than 30 minutes. I didn't mean for it to. And this is actually confirming what I just said about I think we're getting ready to get some more space weather. This is a really good tool to confirm your space weather if we're getting upticks. Because the auroras every time will spike out, okay? So this goes, I think, back how many hours? Looks like 24 hours, okay? So if I go here, you see how we're pretty quiet right there? This is the northern hemisphere. And then that. You see how it's starting to uptick right now? You guys see that? that's showing an uptick in the space weather because that's what the auroras are doing. I can show you the same thing here on the south. See that? Anytime you start seeing that yellow and that orange, typically we usually start getting into storm levels pretty quick like. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. I'll try to keep everybody updated. Yeah, that just updated again. And you can look at this. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is what I thought was going to happen. Let me, oops, I don't know what the heck I did there. What the heck did it do that for? That's stupid. Anyway, I get you here. If you guys can see right here, everything looks like it's starting to move up. Okay? We're up to almost 6 on the density and getting close to 500 on the wind speed. Plus the BZ, the angle of it is still -6 or bigger. So that's why it's purple. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this and see if we get into storm level. Remember that their predictions are still saying, what I'm thinking is this got pushed back some because it's moving just a little bit slower. But also remember that we now have these coming, this one here at least coming at us. So that'll be 3 or 4, maybe 5 days, depending on how fast it's moving, before we have to worry about this. Now this model here should update again. I've noticed that on the weekends, a lot of times this thing doesn't update. I think it has to do with their staffing on where they're doing with the observatories and whoever's putting out this data on a lot of the tools. Okay, so on the weekends, things kind of get pushed to the side, I think, a little bit. And a lot of it has to do with funding and all that kind of stupid stuff that I'm not even going to get into. It's not worth me even talking about. So, yeah. So you guys okay in there still? Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I really do. Huh. Interesting, Jeff. Interesting, bud. But yeah, guys, so I am going to go ahead. Thanks, Justin. I am going to go ahead and kick off of here. I will... Hey, what's up, brother? What's going on, Scott? Hey, Jerry, what's up? Donnie, Heather. I'm getting ready to cut it out. So, anyway, guys, I will check you guys later. I got some stuff I got to go do. So, if anything happens, I'll try to pop back on. And, guys, go check out everybody's channel. Like I said, Mark Pires, Scott's, Planet X News. Everybody else's channels that I always talk about. I mean, just, guys, I can sit here all day long and just keep naming channels. But yeah, for sure, stay tuned. So yeah, anyway, guys. Hey, Trish, what's up? God bless. Yahusha saves, and drink this Kool-Aid. Oh, hold on a minute, guys. You guys can go over and check out Mark Pires. I think he's, yeah, Scott's got a new video up. I forgot about that. Yeah, go check out Scott's new video, guys. Scott, you can drop a link in there, man, if you want. But yeah, I'm going to be going over to Mark's. I think Mark might be live right now. If he is, I'm going to try to check it out. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all. God bless. Yahusha saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.